Ever wondered why the moon sometimes turns a brilliant red during the night? Perhaps you've gazed at the night sky entranced by the moon's ethereal glow, only to see it transform into a mesmerizing, fiery sphere. This spectacle, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a lunar eclipse. Now let's unravel the mystery behind this celestial phenomenon. Picture this: the sun, earth and moon lined up in perfect harmony. This is the stage for our lunar eclipse. The earth, taking center stage, blocks the sun's radiant light, casting a shadow that engulfs the moon. But instead of plunging the moon into complete darkness, something extraordinary happens. The Earth's atmosphere, a protective shield that also acts as a prism, bends the sun's light, filtering out most of the blue light and letting through the red. This refracted light reaches the moon, bathing it in an eerie scarlet hue. This is why during a lunar eclipse the moon doesn't disappear but instead becomes a captivating spectacle, a glowing red orb hanging in the night sky. And the beauty of a lunar eclipse doesn't stop at its striking visual effect. It's an event that transcends cultures and eras, inspiring awe and wonder across the globe. For centuries, lunar eclipses have been interpreted as divine messages, spurring countless myths and legends. They've been a source of fascination for astronomers, leading to profound discoveries about our universe. But perhaps the most enchanting aspect of a lunar eclipse is its accessibility. Unlike solar eclipses, which can only be observed from specific regions on Earth, lunar eclipses can be viewed by anyone on the night side of our planet. So whether you're an astronomy enthusiast or just someone who appreciates the beauty of the night sky, a lunar eclipse is a spectacle you don't want to miss. Now, are you ready to dive into the top 10 captivating facts about lunar eclipses? Starting off our countdown at number 10, did you know lunar eclipses always occur 2 weeks before or after a solar eclipse? This fascinating fact is due to the cyclical nature of the moon's orbit around the Earth. You see, lunar and solar eclipses are closely connected. They're like celestial partners, dancing in sync across the cosmic stage. During a lunar eclipse, the Earth passes between the sun and the moon, casting a shadow on the moon. This can only happen during a full moon. Conversely, during a solar eclipse, the moon passes between the Earth and the sun, casting a shadow on the Earth. This can only happen during a new moon. The lunar and solar eclipse cycles are intertwined, each influencing the timing of the other. So every time a lunar eclipse occurs, you can bet that a solar eclipse took place 2 weeks before or after it. Intriguing, isn't it? Let's move on to fact number 9. Coming in at number 9, lunar eclipses can affect our tides. Now, this might seem a bit strange at first, but let's break it down. During a lunar eclipse, the sun, Earth and moon line up in a straight line, a phenomenon we call syzygy. This linear alignment allows the gravitational forces of the sun and the moon to combine, leading to what we know as spring tides. These aren't your average tides. They're higher than normal, and they occur because the combined gravitational pull of the sun and the moon is at its strongest. So, while we're marveling at the beauty of a lunar eclipse, the ocean tides are experiencing a celestial tug-of-war. It's a fascinating interplay of cosmic forces that directly impacts our planet. That's just another way the moon influences our daily lives. Now, on to fact 8. At number 8, lunar eclipses are more common than you might think. The moon's orbit around our planet is not a perfect circle, but an ellipse, and this eccentricity, in combination with the tilt of the Earth's axis, sets the stage for lunar eclipses. These awe-inspiring events are not as rare as one might assume. In fact, they can occur up to 3 times in a single year. But here's the caveat. Just because lunar eclipses happen frequently doesn't mean we get to see them each time. The visibility of these celestial events depends on a variety of factors, such as your geographical location, the time of the event, and weather conditions. So the next time you're graced with the opportunity to witness a lunar eclipse, remember it's a spectacle that's more common than uncommon. Guess we have more chances to witness this breathtaking phenomenon than we thought. Let's proceed to fact 7. Now, for facts 7 and 6, there are different types of lunar eclipses, and they can last longer than solar eclipses. Let's dive into the types of lunar eclipses first. We have 3 main categories: total, partial, and penumbral. A total lunar eclipse, as the name suggests, is when the Earth completely blocks the sun's light from reaching the moon. It's like the Earth is photobombing the sun and the moon's perfect snapshot. The second type, a partial lunar eclipse, is a bit more polite. Here, the Earth only partially blocks the sun's light. Picture it like the Earth is casually dipping its toe into the sun-moon dance, not quite ready to fully join in. Finally, there's the penumbral lunar eclipse. This one's a bit tricky. It occurs when the moon passes through Earth's outer, fainter shadow, known as the penumbra. It's a subtle affair, and you might not even notice anything different unless you're really paying attention. So that's fact 7, 3 distinct types of lunar eclipses. On to fact 6, the duration of eclipses. Lunar eclipses are a bit like the long-distance runners of the celestial world. They can last several hours, giving night sky watchers plenty of time to take in the sight. On the other hand, solar eclipses are more like sprinters. They're over in a matter of minutes, lasting usually no more than 7 to 10 minutes at their longest. Why this difference? It boils down to the sizes and distances involved. The Earth's shadow cast by the sun onto the moon during a lunar eclipse is much larger than the moon's shadow during a solar eclipse. So the moon takes longer to travel through it. Quite a spectacle to witness, right? Let's reveal the top 5 facts. Now for the top 5 facts about lunar eclipses, from blood moons to historical events. At number 5, we have the striking phenomenon known as the blood moon. This eerie spectacle occurs during a total lunar eclipse when the Earth's atmosphere bends sunlight and scatters shorter wavelength light such as blue and green, while redder light passes through and is refracted onto the moon. This process, called Rayleigh scattering, is the same reason why our skies at dawn and dusk blaze with hues of red and orange. Coming in at the 4th spot, we have the selenilion. This is a rare occurrence where both the sun and an eclipsed moon can be seen at the same time. You might be scratching your head thinking, but isn't a lunar eclipse only possible when the sun, earth and moon are in a straight line? You'd be right. However, this phenomenon is possible due to atmospheric refraction, the bending of light as it passes through Earth's atmosphere. This bending allows us to see both celestial bodies for a short time, despite them technically being over the horizon. For our 3rd fact, let's take a journey back in time. Lunar eclipses have played significant roles in ancient cultures. Many societies interpreted them as ominous signs. For instance, the ancient Mesopotamians believed that lunar eclipses were dire warnings for their leaders. Meanwhile, the Incas interpreted the reddening of the moon as a jaguar attacking it and would shake their spears at it and make their dogs bark, hoping to scare the beast away. Moving on to fact 2, lunar eclipses have greatly contributed to scientific discovery. The famous Greek philosopher Aristotle used lunar eclipses to deduce that the Earth was round over 2,000 years ago. He observed that the Earth's shadow on the moon was always round, which would only be possible if the Earth itself was spherical. This was a groundbreaking realization that challenged the flat Earth belief popular at the time. Finally, our number 1 fact is about the longest recorded lunar eclipse. The record goes to the eclipse that occurred on July 27, 2018, which lasted for a whopping 1 hour and 43 minutes. This was close to the maximum possible duration of a lunar eclipse, which is 1 hour and 47 minutes. This occurs when the moon passes directly through the center of the Earth's shadow, known as the umbra, where it is completely shielded from direct sunlight. And there you have it, the top 5 fascinating facts about lunar eclipses. What a journey we've been on, exploring the wonders of lunar eclipses. We've delved into the mystifying phenomenon of lunar eclipses, beginning with the distinction between these celestial events and their solar counterparts. Remember, it's all about positioning. In a lunar eclipse, the Earth finds itself neatly tucked between the sun and the moon, casting our planet's shadow onto the lunar surface. We've also discovered how the tides, those rhythmic rises and falls of sea levels, are influenced by lunar eclipses. This gravitational dance between the Earth, moon and sun adds an extra layer of complexity to these fascinating events. Our exploration took us further to understand the frequency of lunar eclipses. Unlike the 4-leaf clover rarity of solar eclipses, lunar eclipses are more frequent visitors to our night sky, occurring at least twice a year. We've also explored the different types of lunar eclipses: total, partial and penumbral, each with its unique spectacle. And let's not forget the duration of these events. Some of you might be surprised to learn that a lunar eclipse can last up to a staggering 3 hours and 40 minutes. We then ventured into the intriguing world of blood moons. a nickname earned by our lunar neighbour during a total lunar eclipse when it takes on a captivating reddish hue. It's a sight that has inspired awe, fear and fascination throughout human history. Finally, we dove into the annals of history, revealing how lunar eclipses have been woven into the fabric of our cultures, shaping our myths, superstitions and scientific understanding. From ancient Babylonians predicting their occurrence to the role they played in the Apollo missions, lunar eclipses have left an indelible mark on our collective human story. So, the next time you gaze up at the night sky during a lunar eclipse, remember these awe-inspiring facts. Until next time, keep looking up.